Hey gang, it's the old buddy Platt here. Today we're continuing on our spirit series. Today we're moving on from last week where we talked about gin as a broad category, and this video we're going to specifically talk about a certain style, London Dry Gin. Before I get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Mercedes Butterfield. Listens to or watches channel. Appreciate subscribing and watching. Hopefully you like this video. London Dry Gin is the most popular style of gin. It's basically when you think gin, it's a London Dry Gin. The irony of a London Dry Gin is it doesn't have to be made in London. Unlike a cognac or a tequila that has to be made in Mexico. London Dry Gin is just a term about the style, but not where it's made. Some believe that London Dry Gin is the highest expression of gin. We talked about in the gin video how gin grew from a Dutch liqueur called Genevieve, and when it go over to London, it kind of progressed, and then again with column stills and everything, how it progressed. And some think that this London Dry style is the highest form of gin. That's up for debate, but what have you. The most popular gins out there today, especially the brands like Beefeater, Bombay, whatever, their flagship gin is their London Dry Gin. Now you'll see diversification of products. Now there's some different flavoring of gins. You take something like a Tanqueray London Pour with the lime, what have you. But the base gin in any company's line will be their London Dry Gin. It's a gin that if you're starting a home bar, hey, Platt, what's the first kind of gin I need? London Dry Gin. And I'll let you decide which brand to choose, but London Dry Gin is the first one you should throw into your home bar. Now let's talk about what makes London Dry unique to the other styles of gin, and more like how regulatory-wise it's looked at. And there's going to be some differences between the EU and the US on what gets called what, but they're pretty close. A London Dry Gin compared to, let's say, a distilled gin and a regular just quote-unquote gin. London Dry Gins they have a neutral grain spirit, something we've ran through the still a couple times. It's a high proof spirit. We'll throw in our juniper flavoring and all the other flavorings and then redistill. And the only thing that gets added after distillation is just distilled water to cut to whatever proof. And it's not always 80 proof either. We'll learn at the end. But that's all that gets added. In distilled and other gins, there's things that can get added afterwards. In regular gin, they could add flavoring afterwards. They can add sweetening afterwards. In distilled gins, they typically can't add flavoring afterwards, but they can add sweetening. And London Dry Gins, by law, can't have any more than 0.1 grams per liter. 0.1 gram is hardly anything. That's why they're referred to as a dry style gin, because they're not as sweet. Distilled gins can have some sweeteners added post distillation. So that's how London Dry kind of differentiates itself between those two styles of gin. It's just stricter guidelines, and because of that, London Dry, because it doesn't have the extra sweetness, which kind of affects the viscosity. If you find a sweeter style gin, you'll notice there's a little more viscosity to it, or it's a little thicker. You don't have that with London Dry Gin, and because again you don't have sweetness in there. It's a cleaner product, it seems like. And we talked about this in vodka product. What made vodka great for mixology was that it was a clean base to work with. Well, London Dry Gin is that for gin. It's probably the most mixologist friendly. In Plymouth gins, we'll find out there's more of an earthy tone to it. Old Tom gins have even more sweetness, which again affects the viscosity. Some of these other style gins now are really pushing the boundaries on additional flavorings or herbs, spices, what have you, to the point where they're almost dominating the juniper, which then kind of makes it really unsure if it's a gin. But London Dry, again, is a clean, non-sweet, juniper-dominant gin. That's the way to think of it. The particular gin we're going to try today is Tanqueray London Dry Gin. It comes in at 47.3% alcohol by volume, or roughly 94 proof. So it is higher than the standard 80% that you'll see throughout vodka. Gin will have some fluctuations on the ABV numbers, just to let you know. This brand was started by Charles Tanqueray in 1830, built the original distillery in London. Later on, it was passed to his son, and future generations ran the distillery in London all the way up to World War II, when it was damaged during the German bombings. Later on, it was decided to pick up and move the facility to Scotland. So yes, Tanqueray London Dry Gin is made in Scotland. Oh, the irony. Let's go ahead and give her a try. All right, very predominant juniper nose. Woo! At 94 proof, it's got a little heat to it. There's a little juniper, I don't want to say sweetness to it, but maybe that's the way to describe it, but it's not. But it doesn't have that sugary mouthfeel. You know, if you have something sweetened by sugar, there's a mouthfeel to it. That's not this at all. This is, again, a nice clean body, lighter body. We'll have that classic juniper Christmas tree cabin smell. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.